What's up guys, the Keyblade Soulord here, and I love Super Smash Bros. Ever since the first game on the Nintendo 64, Smash Bros. Has been one of the most incredible fighting games out there. And in the recent Smash Bros., not only they added DLC content such as stages, Mii Fighter costumes, and best of all, characters, but Masahiro Sakurai and Nintendo opened a fighter ballot in order for people to vote for the character they want to see and play as in Smash Bros. This is a great opportunity for fans to pick and vote for the character they always wish to see in the game, myself included. And that's why, before the ballot ends, I'm counting down my top 15 most wanted Smash Bros. 4 DLC characters. Now, of course, this countdown has some ground rules. Number 1, the character must come from a game that was ported at least once in a Nintendo console, with Nintendo characters having better chances, so don't expect Kratos and Cole McGrath into the mix. 2, I won't include any of the previous characters that didn't make the cut for the Smash Bros., but I won't mind for them to return like Snake or Wolf. 3, characters that are assist trophies or bosses won't be on the list as well, so Shadow and Ridley aren't an option. 4, the characters must come originally from video games, so no Goku, Naruto, Mickey, or even frickin' Shrek. I mean, seriously? Shrek? So, without further ado, let the smashing begin! Okay, I know there's a lot of Mario characters in the game already. Seriously, almost all of them are taking over the first line of the selection screen. But if there's more room to add another character into the roster, it would be between Waluigi and Daisy. Sadly, Waluigi is an assist trophy in the game, so he doesn't count. So that means this spot goes to Daisy. Now I know what you're thinking, but wouldn't she be a clone of Peach? Because if she was, then there's no use to it, since we can make it happen using Peach's second color palette. Well, I would disagree with you there. See, unlike Peach, which she's more a damsel in distress that uses a frying pan as a weapon, Daisy is more of a tomboyish sports girl, ready to take on anyone. Since she's more energetic and hyperactive than Peach is, she would be significantly faster than her, and would use a variety of sports accessories as weapons, such as baseball bats, soccer balls, hockey sticks, and even dodgeballs. And her final smash could be her Krystal shot from Mario Strikers Charged. In my opinion, along with Waluigi, Daisy also needs more screen time. So give the Princess of Sarasaland a chance to battle it out on a field. I really miss these two. Come on, you know it and I know it. Banjo and Kazooie are one of the most memorable dynamic duos in video games, and with good reason. They could be like the second Duck Hunt, except with their attacks more differently. The double jump should be like how they do in the game, with Kazooie flapping her wings like crazy. The side special could have Banjo using her like an egg cannon, and you would love to have the beak stomp for their down special. I don't know what would their final smash be, but I'm sure Sakurai would think of a way to make these two perform one. And if they do add Banjo-Kazooie, they better bring in a stage from their game, like Gruntilda's Castle. Also, if I would pick a taunt for them, it would be Banjo playing the Game Boy like when you pick a save data. Oh! You know, seeing all these characters in the game made me think of something. Most of the characters have come from either games for everyone to play, adventure games, and sci-fi games. But what about those who come from the violent genre? Surely you could give a chance to a character from that genre to be in Smash, and I don't think of anyone else who could fit the criteria than the badass otaku assassin, Travis Touchdown. Now, you're probably gonna say, Travis is way too violent and too intense to be in Smash, not to mention all the bloodshed and the swear words that he does in these games. True, he wouldn't feel right at home in a game for everyone to play, but if he would be included in the game, Nintendo would make sure that they would tone down the swearing, or beeping it to make it funnier. You gotta be me! And make sure the blood wouldn't be included. His fighting style would fit in perfectly into Smash Bros. Due to his quick and strong slashes and his awesome grapple moves. His beam projectiles have a great possibility for a side B move, and if he was included a counter, his quick time event moves he does in the game would definitely come in handy. As for his final smash, I have two options. One would be his awesome spin attack, and the other turning into a tiger and pounce on every enemy on the field. Now, I know his chances to get in Smash Bros. Are slim, but if he would be included, it would be awesome to go around and slash everyone with his beam katana. Okay, Final Fantasy. This is definitely a hard one to choose, since there are tons of characters to choose from. However, it's only limited to those who appeared in Nintendo consoles, so let's exclude the characters that didn't. With that said, if I had to pick one, it would be the Moogles. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm picking the Moogles, and not some of the great characters like Firion or Terra or even Cecil. Well, true, I could have picked one of the main characters for this, but let's face it. Moogles have been everywhere in the Final Fantasy series, just like the Chocobos and many other creatures that appeared over the games. Moogles are basically more popular in my opinion. Moogles are great magic users, and some can even forge weapons. And yeah, you saw how they play in Mario Sports Mix. These skills that they have could lead to many different B moves they could use in the game, and the final smash could have them use Holy or even Ultima. So yes, I generally believe the Moogles could have a shot in Smash. And why shouldn't they? They're as powerful as they are adorable. Star Fox characters in the last games always had similar moves, didn't they? I mean, Fox and Falco pretty much have the same moves, except Fox is faster and Falco has more airtime. We should add another character from the series that wouldn't be a clone. Krystal would be a wise choice. Come on, you would agree with me that Smash deserves to have more female characters, so why not give a shot to Krystal? She may be on the Star Fox team, but unlike them, she wouldn't use a blaster or a reflector shield. She would most likely rely on her staff and her speed. For those who play Star Fox Adventures, Krystal could adapt the moves Fox had done in the game, and with her amazing agility, she could easily be one of the fastest characters in the roster, not to mention that she would be the first staff wielder in Smash Bros. As for her final smash, I'm not sure what it could be, but I'm sure Nintendo would come up with something. Hopefully not another Landmaster. Seriously, do we really need another character to use the same frickin' final smash? I believe Captain Falcon has been alone for a very long time. In Smash standards, I believe. Ever since the first game, he's been the only F-Zero character in Smash, and has been till this day. Every other Nintendo franchise has at least more than one character throughout the games that were released, and I believe it's time the good old Captain wouldn't feel alone anymore. And who would that character be? None other than his nemesis, Black Shadow. The roster needs more villains as well, and I believe Black Shadow is one of the villains that should make the cut. I'm not sure what moves he could do since I hardly play the F-Zero games, but from his psychotic and cunning nature, he could have a mix of crazy and yet clever moves that he could use. I could be scared to say that he might be a Captain Falcon clone, but I sincerely don't want to think that he might, since he hates Captain Falcon a lot, so I'm sure Nintendo would do anything to make him look intense and fun to play as. And as for his final smash, he could possibly crash into the stage with his Black Bull, or maybe race on a track and push another racer's ship to crash into the stage. So yes, if I were to include an F-Zero character on this list, Black Shadow would be my number one pick. You know what? I agree with Quarter Guy. Lloyd Irving would be an amazing addition to the Smash Bros. Roster. I recently played Tales of Symphonia myself, and I got to like Lloyd's character from the get-go. The gameplay of the game has provided a similar playstyle as Smash Bros., except it's an RPG. Most of his moves have great potential to be in the game, such as Sword Break Alpha, Rising Falcon, and Sonic Thrust. I honestly believe so since Super Smash Flash 2, who has Lloyd in their roster, has taken advantage of it. Also, he would be the first character to use 2 swords in the game instead of 1. That would provide with some amazing gameplay mechanics. As for his final smash, well, again, Smash Flash provided one as well, so I'm sure Nintendo would pretty much do the same, or then again, they would take another look and put an interesting one. Also, his personality is just hilarious. A Mii costume isn't enough. I would love to see the Inklings ink the field. After the amazing release of Splatoon and its wonderful gameplay, the Inklings would definitely be great characters to play as in Smash Bros. And with great reasons why they should. For one, Smash needs more shooter characters, aside from Mega Man, Samus, and the Mii Gunner. Secondly, after the great multiplayer games and their weapon choices, it could lead to some fun moves, like the shooter as its normal B, the slusher as its side B, the roller as its down B, and of course, the up B would be their Super 8 jump. And the final Smash? Wow, there are many choices to choose from, ranging from the Killer Whale, the Kraken, or my favorite, the Ink Strike. Also, like the Wii Fit Trainer, aside from the colors, the genders would work out well too. And of course, they wouldn't go complete without a stage of their own that could possibly be one of their stages, and maybe have specific days where the stage would be a Splatfest and have the Squid Sisters perform on it. If the Inklings could enter the stage, then it would be incredible. I can't believe I said that. After the release of another Capcom character, that left Namco and Sega with just one character each, while Capcom has two characters. So Namco and Sega would possibly get a chance to put in another one of their characters. Since I already covered Namco's Lloyd on my list, what about Sega's case? Well, adding another Sonic character would be too easy. So I decided to choose another popular Sega character, and that would be none other than Knights. I really feel that Knights deserves to be in Smash. After so many cameos, Sega crossover games, and racing games, Knights needs a new game for them to start in, so their appearance in Smash Bros. Will help making it happen. This Flying Knight Marin has done a lot of things in their games that would be useful in battle. Aside from their ability to fly, Knights does have other tricks up their sleeves, such as their Drill Dash,
do a barrel roll,
their Purple Bolts of Energy, and their final Smash, we have their Knight Mode. And if you're asking why am I saying them when Knights is one person, well, how else would I say it if Knights is genderless? Even his wiki page treats Knights as them. Well, anyway, yeah, I believe Knights needs more attention, and I believe this is their chance to make the cut. We need more villains, and we need more DK characters. In other words, we need King K. Rool. This crocodile may be, and probably will be, a unique character to this game with a unique moveset. He may be considered as a heavyweight, but the moves he may show could potentially be different from that of DK or Bowser. His attacks from his boss battles in the early DK Country games would certainly do some great special moves, such as throwing his crown, crash into someone, his pirate gun from DK Country 2, his jetpack, or helipack, or whatever the hell that is, from DK3 that may be used as a recovery move. And being a heavyweight, he would have a lot of power in his normal attacks with the lack of speed to make up for it. I don't know what his final Smash would be, but I'm sure any of the boss battles from the games that he appeared might have a strong potential to be one. Okay, I only played Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and Return, so I'm not sure what else. K. Rool would perfectly fit in the roster for the lack of villains and DK characters, so adding him would be a great idea. If we were to add a Metroid character aside from Samus and Zero Suit Samus, the first character everyone would have in mind would be Ridley. Sorry friends, but we're not seeing that happen anytime soon. Besides, he's freaking huge to be a character, and he's already included as a boss character in the game. So after playing all the Metroid games I've gone through the years, there's only a few other characters to pick that would really leave a great impression. So on that note, I would give the spot to Rundas. Rundas is basically Samus's equal, except he's from another planet and he uses ice as weapons. And considering that the Ice Climbers weren't included in this game, we kinda miss having a character with an ice-based moveset. The boss fight against him in Metroid Prime 3 is one of the most fun boss battles in the game, and also gives a great example of his moveset, such as his freeze rail, ice spikes, and even his freeze ray. And his hyper mode could potentially be his final Smash, flinging an ice rock around the stage, freezing his opponents and at the same time sending them all the way to the North and South Poles. As much as there are other characters in the series that could fit in the spot, I don't think there could be anyone to fit in Smash than this awesome Ice Warrior.
My friends are my power.
What? Oh, you thought Sora would be my number one, right? Don't get me wrong, I would love Sora to be included in Smash. I just think the top 3 characters deserve to take the spot more. And others may think that Sora wouldn't get a spot in this game. Well, if you recall, Nintendo has been home to at least 4 Kingdom Hearts titles, so I don't see why Sora shouldn't take a spot in the game. Sora has some great attack variety in every game he's been in, and there's a ton of choices of moves that he could have, like Strike Raid or Sonic Blade as his side B, his Aerial Sweep as his up B, Stun Impact as his down B, and for his final smash, it would be his trademark Trinity Limit from the first game. As for the stage, I would pick Radiant Garden with the awesome boss songs. If he gets into Smash, it would finally give me a chance to build a team of my favorite heroes in it. I can't forgive Konami with what it has done over the past months. I don't know what has gone through their heads when they announced a Castlevania Pachinko machine. Seriously? A Pachinko machine?
Are you crazy?
Sorry, going off topic here. And yes, what I'm gonna mention is a Castlevania character. So, if we had to pick a Castlevania character, who would it be? It would have to be the Belmont that started it all. Simon Belmont. So why pick him of all people? Well, I can think of a few reasons. 1. He would be the very first whip wielder in Smash Bros. 2. Aside from the whip, he can also bring his side weapons he used in his game, such as the Holy Water and the Spike Balls. 3. His final smash, it would be that awesome move he has done in Castlevania Judgment. And 4. I can imagine the other Belmonts to be his alternate colors, much like Bowser Jr. with the Koopalings. If Simon Belmont would be included in Smash, Nintendo would make it clear and do justice on Konami for ruining what they started as one of the best video game franchises they ever made. Also, Captain N anyone? Legend of Zelda. I believe we will need more character variety, aside from the usual Triforce wielders. Midna and Girahim would have been excellent choices to be characters in this game, but unfortunately they are assist trophies. So we would have to look for another possible character. This is where Hyrule Warriors come in. It showed a lot of characters that would be a great addition to the roster. So who would take this spot? Well, if I had to pick, it would be one of the protagonists of this game, Lana. Playing this game, Lana is a really fun character to play as. She would be included as one of the magic wielders in Smash Bros., and most of her moves have great variety. Unlike Robin, who uses tomes and a sword, Lana would mostly rely on her magical abilities that are contained in her book, creating magic barriers that would damage her opponents and have them explode. Her Thunder Strikes would work as a down B, and wouldn't it be fun if her side B would be her huge cube roll attack? As for her final smash, it would be that special move that she uses in the game. Seriously, that move is really fun to use. Lana for me has a great personality, and she would definitely be fun to play as in Smash. So after all these characters, what do you think my number 1 would be? We'll get to that after a quick recap. Number 15, Daisy. Number 14, Banjo-Kazooie. Number 13, Travis Touchdown. Number 12, The Moogles. Number 11, Krystal. Number 10, Black Shadow. Number 9, Lloyd Irving. Number 8, The Inklings. Number 7, Knights. Number 6, King K. Rool. Number 5, Rundas. Number 4, Sora. Number 3, Simon Belmont. And number 2, Lana.
Now it's short time. This is the Monado's power!
I have to say this. Ever since the ballot came out, I've been thinking a lot on who to vote for so that the character I want would get in Smash. And I was about to pick Lana as my number 1. However, after hearing a certain game from many people and seeing the trailers, I decided to play that specific game to find out. And after I played it, the character in the game has changed my mind and certainly earned my vote. And I have Quarter Guy to thank for. The half-genie hero, Shantae. I may not have started my Shantae experience with the original Game Boy Color version, but Shantae and the Pirate's Curse has definitely made me into a Shantae fan. And why wouldn't I? She's just a perfect character to be included in Smash Bros. Let me explain the reasons why she's earned my vote. First off, her appearance. I mean, come on. Shantae is just adorable, with that cute face, her beautiful long hair, not to mention that she's an awesome belly dancer. Secondly, her personality speaks for herself. She has a great sense of humor, not to mention incredibly funny, but also shows a lot of care for her friends. Third, all her games up until Pirate's Curse has been only on Nintendo consoles, so I see no reason why she shouldn't. Fourth, she has a great variety of moves at her disposal, ranging from her transformations and her hair whipping combos to her arsenal of pirate gear she used in Pirate's Curse. Fifth, I don't know what her Final Smash would be, but due to Nintendo creating Final Smashes to some of the characters in the game, I'm sure they could come up with something. And sixth, even WayForward themselves want her to be in Smash Bros. Heck, they even showed pictures of her possible movesets in alternate colors. I believe Shantae deserves to be in Smash Bros. And she would feel right at home. I would love to vote for all the characters I mentioned on my list, but since I can only vote for one character, Shantae for me wins my vote as my most wanted Smash Bros. DLC character. This is the Keyblade Soul Lord, and it's time to settle it in Smash!